What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and it's Top 10 Thursday. These last few months I've been getting my first taste of virtual reality, and you know what? It's pretty mind-blowing. Being able to fully immerse yourself in a digital world really takes gaming to a whole new level, and it started to get me thinking. There are several series that would actually be perfect for this style of gameplay, so this week I'm counting down my picks of the top 10 games that would be awesome in VR. Number 10. Silent Hill. In 2014, we got a little secret project called PT. This stood for Playable Teaser, and it turned out to be a prototype demo of Silent Hills, a new entry in the beloved horror franchise. It was so different, people didn't quite know what to make of it. For the entire game, we're stuck in a single hallway with a creepy ghost, and although it was simple, it was incredibly frightening. What if we were able to take that small slice of gameplay and blow it up to a full title? You could essentially have it where we're trapped in each area, and the only way to escape is to solve all the puzzles before you die. With horrible creatures constantly hunting you and an ever-increasing difficulty on the problems you need to solve, I think this would create a mind-bending state of fear that is totally one of a kind. Number 9. Mirror's Edge. Climbing buildings, leaping off tall ledges, using hand-to-hand combat to disarm foes. Mirror's Edge really sets us in a unique position. Playing as Faith, we get to become agents in the war of information. The raw mechanics in this game are brilliantly made because they make even complex tasks super easy. Let's imagine for a second that all this hardcore action is directly controlled by you. By putting on VR gloves and our headset, we could step into the dark future and personally take on the fight. Just the idea of holding onto the edge of a skyscraper and taking death-defying jumps to escape guards is insane. At the very least, it would definitely be an experience that's hard to forget. Number 8. Ark: Survival Evolved. Recently, large, open-world survival games have really grown in popularity. Something about the brutal style of outlasting your enemies in a harsh land is surprisingly fun. Of all the titles in this expanding genre, Ark is often considered one of the best. You can build bases, form a tribe with your friends, and most importantly, battle dinosaurs. Sounds pretty awesome, right? Well, I think the tension of sneaking through the jungle and gathering supplies would feel 10 times better if it really was us in the world. Using your own hands to try and reload a gun before being torn to shreds by a raptor, or watching first person as two rival clans ambush each other. It would definitely be an all-new level of adrenaline-filled combat. Number 7. Infamous. This might sound like a weird addition to the list, but let me explain why Infamous is perfect for VR. This series is all about a regular guy unlocking immense powers. Throughout the game, as you face greater challenges, our hero must rise up and gain new abilities to stop those in his way. Whether this be shooting bolts of electricity, transforming into smoke, or using the energy of neon lights to zap lasers, Infamous is about finding the skills to become superhuman. I think this would really hit home if we were the ones getting to wreak havoc. During the story, you need to make tough choices about when to be the hero and when it's best for you to be the villain, for what you assume is the greatest good for the city. This is more than just a simple karma system because the decisions we make have a real weight to them, and I would love to see us having to deal with the world as it's constantly unfolding before us. Number 6. Left 4 Dead. Mix together a few zombies, a lot of teamwork, and a scary amount of ammo, and you've got a combination that served Left 4 Dead well. Although we only got 2 of these games, they both have a huge fan following because the straightforward gameplay really lends itself to players creating their own stories inside the world. Every time you play, the maps are slightly randomized, putting key items in new locations and hiding dangerous special monsters in different corners to catch you off guard. Having some buddies to back you up makes this title a blast, but I think it'd be an absolutely legendary experience if we could see this all through the eyes of our character. For example, just think of the bridge finale, where you have to make it across a massive roadblock before an airstrike nukes the entire town. This would be impossibly epic if it really is us running through the hordes of the undead. Number 5. Hack. If you've ever seen or tried anything from this franchise, you know that these are games with a strange meta quality to them. They are in fact games about a game. The story in Dot Hack follows a young man playing an online title called The World. This digital wonderland is full of mystery and adventure, but it also hides some terrible secrets that could cost you your life. It's crazy to realize that technology has caught up to a point where we can now create our own very real version of the world. What I always loved most about this series was the fascinating lore. This place has its own deep history, interesting temples, legends of long-lost battles, and I think it would be amazing to get to explore these in VR. Also, you can equip chainsaw swords. That right there should be a good enough reason on its own. Number 4. Half-Life 3. Valve seems intent on never giving gamers the sequel they want, but I think that's just because they like taking on projects that truly test them. That's why I figured that Half-Life 3 would have to be a skilled developer's dream, because really the options are limitless. We could finally finish the main plotline, defeat the Combine to save Earth, and perhaps best of all, use the portal gun again. Seriously, just picture the fantastic firefights of Half-Life with the gravity-flipping fun of a portal gun. That would take some major mental gymnastics to complete. Honestly, Valve, you'd win every gaming award possible and make billions of dollars with this idea. Let gamers hold the crowbar of justice once more. Number 3. No Man's Sky. While this title hasn't been released yet, we have seen a nice chunk of gameplay and it looks gorgeous. Flying through space, we play a brave astronaut searching for the center of the universe. What this means and what will happen when we do find it is still unknown, but it's a quest that seems breathtaking, especially in first person. Currently, we have several VR games that let us take control of our own ship traveling through the galaxy, and having played one myself, they're bizarrely realistic. Where No Man's Sky stands out is that you can fly to any planet, land, climb out, and wander the strange alien surface. These worlds will even have their own unique life forms. If I could just reach out with my own hands and pet a space giraffe, it would be the coolest thing ever. Number 2. MechWarrior. Giant robots. What more do I need to say? Okay, I'll elaborate. MechWarrior has always been one of the kings of robo-combat. It prides itself on going the extra mile to try and make everything incredibly badass. We get to fully customize our own walking war machine. From the machine guns mounted on top, all the way down to the fancy paint job, they want you to feel like you're in the driver's seat. The gameplay could be us sitting inside, manually operating all the weapons and features. Charging your Gauss rifle to melt an enemy's armor, using your jump jets to fly away. You could even do something clever, like have it where if a player doesn't eject in time, if they die inside the mech, they're locked out and can't respawn for an additional minute. It would be some brutal, frantic gameplay where only the best mech master can win. Number 1. Grand Theft Auto. With its sense of humor that's both controversial and hilarious, to its wide array of guns that are super fun to use, to something as basic as the fact that it has some outstanding driving physics. Grand Theft Auto is the perfect example of a game that can be exciting for 5 minutes or 5 hours, and I know that it'd be a flawless fit for virtual reality. GTA Online already plays really well, and it lets you pick if you want to go on a crazy killing spree, perform heists, or just chill out in your mansion. Everything about these core features would be even better through the eyes of our criminal hero. Personally, I just want to be able to go skydiving with my friends around the globe. Free-falling miles to the ground, soaking up this incredible view, and all that's in my ears is the sound of wind and my buddies' voices. That alone would be phenomenal. This is a very pivotal time in game design, and that's why I think it's so important for a game like Grand Theft Auto to absolutely get put in VR. Did your favorite game not make the list? Got an idea for a future top 10? Leave it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. You know what? I've actually been awake for about 30 hours to get this episode done on time, so I want to thank energy drinks because I literally could not do this show without them, so thank you. And also, all of your support. Everybody on Twitter, your suggestions. That's how this is possible. Now I'm going to go die. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.